Today I'm going to show you how to take your Google Slides and take it to the next level and be way more interactive for your class. So the worst thing is to have a really cool presentation that you spent so much time on, and then you show it to your kids and your kids are falling asleep. So this is a good way to not only gather information from your students during a presentation, but also to get them involved. So we are going to add a new add-on today called Pear Deck. So to do this, you're going to go ahead and click on the add-ons. Get add-ons, and you're going to type in the search box pear, like pear, you're eating a pear, deck. And when you get to it, it has a little pear, and you're going to add it for free. When you log in, you're going to make sure that you are logged in with your Google account. So you're going to click on your school APS Google account, and you're going to add it. Now, while that is added, you're going to go ahead and you're going to allow for it to be added. Now, while I'm waiting for that, I'm also going to show you that it is also a website, so peardeck.com. And if you go to peardeck.com, you log in with your teacher login. So you sign up with a teacher login. Your teacher login is always going to be how you log into your Google. So your APS. Now, the easiest way to make a presentation, though, is right from Google Slides. You can make it from this website, but it's the easiest to make it from Google Slides. So let's say we are going to make a presentation about clouds or weather. So I'm just going to label it clouds and weather. Now, with Pear Deck, when it's open, they have all sorts of activities for you to do. It is really and truly good pedagogy is what's happening. You have beginning of the lesson, during the lesson, and end of the lesson. So if we're going to talk about beginning of the lesson, so when they come in, kind of like a bell ringer, you have slides that you can add. What do you know about today's topic? Or a drawing slide. Or what did you learn from last night's homework? Or maybe you want to see from what your kids learned yesterday. Are you ready to move on to this topic? So these are features that you can add. So I'm going to add in the drawings. I just like the idea of giving that kids that creative outlet so they can draw. So it's going to come onto my Pear Deck, and you can edit it. So it's working. So draw two things that you already know about, and maybe I'm going to say about weather. And the kids, when they see this, they're going to be able to draw what they know about weather. So then you're moving on and you're going on to your lessons, and maybe you're going to add a slide that just really you want to maybe embed a video from YouTube. So you're just going to add a video YouTube about clouds. Okay? And that way it's something that your kids can watch. Cloud songs maybe. So I'm going to find a video that I like for the clouds. Yeah, this one, Clouds Rock, woot woot, okay. Or maybe the cloud songs. So let's see, something that the kids can, introduce to the clouds. So this is where just good pedagogy is coming in. You are selecting things that will build a good, solid lesson. Okay? So maybe they watch the video about clouds, and now you have your during the lesson thing. So they can summarize what they just learned. Or maybe they can add a timeline or a true or false, or how does this feel? Or maybe you want them to label a picture of the clouds. Okay? You have all sorts of different options that you can completely customize for this. So maybe for my next one, I want them to do summarize what you learned. What did you just learn from this video? So the neat thing is that this is taking instruction and gathering your assessment, or gathering the data on your formative assessments all in one place. So then I'm going back and forth, and I'm building and I'm creating, and I'm going back between, maybe you have a cool map that you show the kids, whatever you would use to really get the idea across. If you have a presentation slide, you can upload it and import it into this, right? Because it's just Google Slides. Then I also have my end of lesson thing. So maybe I want to write the most important thing down from today's lesson. That right there is an avid strategy, right? Writing down what we learned. Draw 2 things that you learned. Or maybe you want to say, how are you feeling about today's lesson, you know? Or this is a cool one. Pretend your friend was absent from class today. What do they need to know? Keeping it really interactive. Now, not every slide needs to be an interactive slide. You can embed it, take what you have and embed these interactive slides. But you do want to keep it interactive because, let's be honest, it holds our students' attention. So if you go down, you have critical thinking skills, things here, and you can also ask your kids a question. So maybe I want an icon choice question in my next slide. And it's kind of like a multiple choice. So you can put in the types of clouds. What type of cloud is this? Is it a stratus? Is it a cumulus? Is it a cumulonimbus cloud? What are the cloud types? Did not even closely spell that correctly. You can add in other options. Maybe it's none of them. So you update the slide. And you kind of can get these just really cool interactive lessons. So now you're ready to present and to share it to your class. So instead of just sharing, you're going to hit present with Pear Deck. Now this is where it's going to get a little bit different. You're going to go ahead and in this, you're going to get a launcher. Your students are going to go, I'm going to keep that there. Your students are going to go to peardeck.com and they are going to put in this code that's going to generate. And when they log in, though, they need to go to a student account. So you go to your student login. They're going to log in with their APS credentials, the 97 long number at APS, and then their birthday. And then you're going to click on your presentation. And the code is going to be, they're going to put this code in the box. Okay. And then what's going to happen is you are going to go back into your presentation. I'm going to toggle back and forth to show you the teachers and the students, but you're going to go back and their students are waiting. You want to wait for your students to join, and when they have joined, you are going to start your class. And now you are going to control the pace of the presentation. So they're going to be on their devices and you're going to be on your device. And so this is a cool activity if you're in the computer lab or whatever. And you are going to be able to control what you're seeing. Now, let's say for some reason you need to add a question real quick because you're like, man, I need to re-ask that question, or maybe you want your students to respond. You can go ahead and add a new question that will show up on their test. So maybe that you want to do a long answer text because they just aren't understanding or something. Now, when you're doing your presentation, this is what your students are seeing. So how are you feeling today? I'm good. That's just a basic thing that shows up. And now please enter your answer. So let's say you're talking about, and now they're typing. And then you're moving on. So you're going on and you're talking about, so here's that drawing about the weather. So now here's what your kids are seeing. So they can draw their picture about the weather. It's really fun to draw on a computer, way easier on the iPads. So they can present it. Now, you can see their responses right here. So you can see what is happening in real time. Now, at the end of your presentation, you're going to go ahead and hit end. You're going to name it your science, and then you're going to go back to your Pear Deck, your home Pear Deck, and you're going to can get the responses from there.